What up, everybody, and welcome to Right About Now Presents the Virtual Slam Head-to-Head Edition. My name is Chibi. I'm going to be your host for this evening, and I'm so excited to get into this bout of head-to-head poetry. Thank you for everyone that's joining us right now live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Y'all, the comment section is on fire. It's lit. That's where you want to be. So throw some love in the comments section. Let us know where you're joining us from. I see Chicago. I see where else? Mia Shoa Fall. I don't know how to say that. I see Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia in the house, North Carolina, Harlem. Yes. Everyone's joining from all over the world. I'm so excited to get going here tonight. So this is a new program that we're bringing to you, a new format, the Virtual Slam. This time tonight is going to be head-to-head edition. So here's what you're tuning in for. We got 8 poets. They're currently hanging out backstage. They are ready. They're rocking. They're sweating. They're drinking water or otherwise. And they're going to be coming up and competing in head-to-head rounds, okay? So we're going to spin a wheel to determine who will be competing against each other in each round. They will each poet will have a chance to perform one poem, and then one of them will advance to the next round and one of them will not. So there's a couple of things that we're going to keep from traditional slam rules. No props, no costumes, no musical instruments, no animal acts, all right? We still have a 3-minute and 10-second time limit, except there will be no time penalty because it's virtual and I can mute you. So poets will be muted at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And then the other thing that we're doing a little differently is we don't have 5 randomly selected members of the studio audience to be our judges tonight. You know who the judges are? All of y'all watching tonight are our judges. So after both poets go, we're gonna throw a link in the comments to a poll. You will click on that link and then you will vote on which poet you think deserves to advance to the next round. That's right. It's cutthroat. It's elimination. It is one chance and one chance only. So 2 go in, 1 go out. All right. So we're going to go from 8 poets down to 4 poets, down to 2 poets. And then the winner of that last head-to-head is going to go home with $100 cash. Super excited to be giving away some money for some poetry. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to be here. My poets, I'm looking at them all backstage and they're like eagerly anticipating getting up on this microphone. And I am eager to hear their poems. But before we get started, as with everything, we're going to have a sacrificial round. Why? Because we're trying out a new format. Because we want you guys to get a chance to get your polling fingers warmed up and ready and exercised. Because y'all are my judges. Y'all are my judges, and you need a sacrificial round in order to kind of test that out, get comfortable with it before we get into the cutthroat elimination. So let's jump into our sacrificial round. First up, in our sacrificial round, all the way from somewhere that is not here, y'all throw some love in the comments section for R.J. Walker.
Said the Confederate flag to the American flag. Well now, here I am. The prodigal son returns, rearing his ugly colors again, like it's 1861 again, like there's blood in the dirt again, and soldiers marching down the road like it's my goddamn birthday. I know you don't like to think of me much, old man. Like to pretend I ain't flying the same height as you on the back of this well-meaning Southern boy's truck, back turned on me like I'm just some raggedy piece of cloth that got buried with all them bodies at Gettysburg and Palomito Ranch. Like you ain't just another raggedy piece of cloth like me. It's amazing what people do to a piece of cloth when you wipe up enough blood with it. How they worship it, panic every time it touches the ground, or burns, or recite prayers and rituals to it. Hell, they even die for it, kill for it, a sacrifice to their cloth god, the American golden calf. And you forget that we are the same colors. We are red, but especially red. And we are white, but especially white. And we are blue, but especially blue. Like all them people we choked out and the music they made while we was doing it. The only difference between you and me is I'm just a small part of what you are. Fraction of you. You like to forget that. You like to forget a lot of things, don't you? Remind everyone who ended slavery while stepping on my neck, but never once reminded them who brought it here. Old man, you forget where the cotton we are made out of even came from. And you telling them you represent freedom. But did you tell all them Japanese folk you locked up? Were you singing "This land is your land" when you brought them Cherokees off it? Corpse by corpse, you telling all them people you injected into prison about that free country. Maybe they ought to call you the Stars and Bars, or just the Bars and Bars, you know. They was quick to find me on that racist shooter's belt buckle. But which one of us was sewed onto Darren Wilson's arm? Which one of us was on a sleeve that formed the chokehold? Which one of us is painted on the side of them Baltimore police cars? Which one of us stood behind the judge and watched Zimmerman get acquitted? Which one of us is painted on the box the goddamn bullets come in? Because it ain't me. Nah, it ain't me. Or maybe it was me. That small part of you that fell into the dirt and got my face only 200 years ago, you know. At dusk, if the light hits you just right, and the wind is blowing fast enough, we almost look the same. And you can tell where I came from.
All right. That was the first poet. That was R.J. Walker. Remember that one? That poet is going up against this next poet in a head-to-head battle. Now make some noise for Jarvis.
I am a bath of light. I am a sunburst in full bloom. I am a cascading two-step. I shimmy like a star sliding off its silk horizon into midnight. I wear drink slip and slide. I work all 10 on entry and 40 on drinks that you flirted with the half-naked bartender to get. I spilt drink running on the painted hardwood. Well, are you? Do you know I was coming? Ready to back up all this ass-shaking thread, spooling in your jeans yet? Master boy Wallflower gets started out like I don't belong here. Like Sisville presenting ain't mean I don't know how to shake it. Like pansexual boy isn't confused. He is just drunk on all of this wanting. How the salt on neck tastes the same either way. Like I ain't top, bottom, down, sub, reverse, all the same. Like passing ain't mean all my old friends let me walk out the closet alone. Then became the lit on this spit. Like I ain't brush my shoulder, lean with it, pop with it, thin space, Bernie. Like I am the hypiest rainbow in the bay, boy. Like my thighs and hips and back ain't so for all this work, so come get it. Come tell me how my sexuality so make you uncomfortable. Right? Like it hasn't even been 2 years since a man who wears my pronouns like a bad relationship with his father walks into the sanctuary of Pulse nightclub and asks a room full of queer fireworks to bend a bullet. It reminds me how we are safe nowhere. Not even in the houses built by the people who suffer for our identity, knowing that some have constructed entire religions out of wanting our bright faces ceaseless. Masculinity feeling like a costume I just wear for safety, a performance which manhood has become the greatest theater for, but ain't no man bold enough to stop all this movement. Being proud of yourself is a praise dance for our queer ancestors who watch from the heavens as their rainbow children thrive in the golden white light. So don't act like you didn't come in here trying to stare at the sun, like you ain't trying to hold all this heat in the eye. I will sear you at the gaze. Friction that blasphemous booty mouth you came here looking for. I will dance through midnight till we have risen and we will rise. Watch us. Thank you.
That was Jarvis. Judges, can I get Jarvis' score?
All right, audience, that's it. It's our sacrificial round. Now it's your turn. I am putting the link in the comments right now, so you should be able to see it. Link is going in the comments. Click on that link. That link's going to take you to a poll. On that poll, you're going to choose whether you think RJ took that round or Jarvis took that round, okay? So I'm giving you 1 minute. You got 1 minute on the clock. It's starting 5 seconds ago. The link is up. I hope you guys are seeing it. I'm just over here, chilling, waiting for y'all to make it. Was it RJ Walker or was it Jarvis, y'all? Who's it going to be? Which one? Because only one can advance, and this is how we're going to do it every single round. Only one poet gets to advance into the next round. Dun, 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 dun. All right, y'all. All right, this is your 30-second warning. You got 30 seconds to make these choices. Go. All right. I think officially we're closing the poll. We're going to get results in a second. We're having, we're trying out some new stuff. We're going to see how this is going to work. Hopefully we can get these results coming shortly. Technology and all, virtual slams and whatnot. Trying to see if we can get something going here. Yes, I want them. I want the results now. Communication is fantastic, people. It's key to making things happen. Let's see. The results of the sacrificial round are going to be sent to me shortly. And this process is going to go much smoother. But thank you guys for hanging in there and tuning in. Our poets are absolutely eager and ready to get this thing going. Someone's walking away with $100 tonight, y'all. Someone is walking away with $100. All right, I'm getting the go-ahead. I'm going to click on it. Winner's going to be Jarvis. 54% of the votes went to Jarvis. Big round of applause for Jarvis for winning that sacrificial round. And thank you to everybody that voted. My goodness. All right, that's it. Audience, now you know how this is going to work. You're going to click on the link. You're going to vote for your favorite poet for each round. And that is that. I got nothing else to say for that. So let's go ahead and bring up the wheel and see who's going to be competing in the first ever head-to-head in the virtual slam. Come on now. Let's bring up that wheel. Here we go. Spin the wheel. All right, coming up first and going first in the first round is going to be Zachary Cluckman. Come on and join us, Zachary Cluckman. Let's bring you to the stage. Oh, Zach. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from?
Albuquerque, New Mexico, all the way out.
I love it. Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right, let's go ahead and bring that wheel up and see who you're going to be competing against. Spin that wheel. If somebody out there is like an audio person who wants to create a theme song for us, you can do that. That would be great. All right, Zachary Cluckman's going up against Rochelle. All right, let's go ahead and bring Rochelle up to the stage. Hello. And Rochelle, where are you joining us from?
Manhattan, Kansas.
Manhattan, Kansas. My goodness. I love it. Okay, so like we said, Zachary's going to go first. Rochelle, you're going to stay on screen. I'm going to mute you. And Zachary, the stage is yours. Your 3 minutes and 10 seconds starts when you're.
At 14, my best friend Jerry was the pastor's son, who carved the name of every girl he loved or wanted to love into the flesh of his arm with a razor blade. One look was enough to earn his blood. They called him crazy, but I don't trust the word sane, so let's just say committed. He never forgot their names, could tell you what color their eyes were. Still to this day, I wonder if learning their names made him feel less lonely or more. I used to tease him and ask if they understood that this was what he meant when he told them he wanted to take them in his arms. His skin always spelled lonely. They called him crazy, but I wonder if they ever thought the word brave. Letting go is hard when you fear the expiration date of every smile. All he wanted was some small proof of each moment he came close to love. Every raised letter in his flesh was a smile he had touched. Every pucker of flesh, a kiss he could still feel with his hands while we got high outside the church where his father gave sermons. His body was an illuminated manuscript, painted the color of romance, written in a violent braille. So desperate for touch, he touched himself with pain, with bleeding. I asked him once. He said he felt every cut. I was always too afraid of the pain. Not the cursive or the bleeding, but the goodbye. I have spent my life writing letters only to myself on paper. These poems are the names of every person I never had the courage to lose. What he did to his skin was probably wrong, but what I have done to my own heart may be worse. See, he was Bradbury's illustrated man, one scar tissue tattoo short of his own story. I was more Frankenstein's monster, borne away by darkness and distance, with a dark jealousy for the romance he had with his skin, a witness to the strange intimacy of his pain. I wonder if Jerry has a family today, if there was any room left. A patch of skin near the elbows or something at the wrist, perhaps, to allow their names to spill across his skin. Or if he is still alone, has he crafted a complete alphabet of misconnections, drafted dictionaries of desperation down his legs, every word another person whose name was goodbye? Wherever he is, I wish that I could tell him that I will not start carving names in my arm or open a vein for love, but because of him, I did not wage war on my skin. I tore my heart open with a pen, found myself a child hiding inside, traced the blood to the wrist and wrote, because of you, Jerry, I know it doesn't have to hurt to open your arms. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was Zachary Kluckman kicking off the first round in this head-to-head. I'm going to go ahead and I'm seeing some comments that people are having issues with the links. We're making sure that that's going to be resolved very quickly. Don't worry. We'll get the right links in the comments for you. But right now, show some love for Zachary Kluckman in the comments and get ready because unmuting you now, we're going to bring up Rochelle.
I do not have a poem about the way he looked at me when he called me beautiful, or what his wedding ring felt like when his calloused hands touched my adolescent skin. I do not have a poem about his classroom and the lessons I learned at 15. I cannot find enough beauty in his eyes, or the knives he must have kept in them, or how those knives would cut into my skin to write a poem. I have tried to write about the fear, how it did not make me tremble, but made me still. I still have not found the words to describe lying about my age to buy pepper spray and pocket knives, or how my backpack had more weapons than pencils because the possibility of protection seemed more important than taking notes. I do not have a poem about giving up or breaking down or skipping school to avoid him, or about the men and women who were entrusted to protect me and chose not to. There is no poem. Just 3 ignored reports of misconduct and a soul-fading memory of the scared child that I used to be. And I wish that this could be a poem and that it could be written with a beautiful silver lining of growth or justice or hard-won peace. But this is not a poem. There is no beauty here. There never was.
All right, y'all, show some love in the comments section for Rochelle for that poem. I'm going to mute you both. We're going to get that link up in the comments for you to vote, and then we'll start the timer, and everyone will have 1 minute to go up and vote for who you think won that round. On the psychedelic purple side, we had Zachary Kluckman. On the neon green side, we got Rochelle. We're going to get that link going. Bum, bum, bum. Do believe it is up there, people. If you're having issues, let us know in the comments section. I'm going to start that 1 minute in just a second. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Was it did Zachary Kluckman take it on the psychedelic purple side, or was it Rochelle on the neon green side? I'm going to see if I can't copy paste this as well. It's not working, we're hearing. That's fine, people. That's fine. We will not start the timer until we can make sure that it is working. Technical issues. Unless somebody wants to say that it did work. That, I believe, is the link. People are throwing their opinions into the chat, but if it doesn't go into the poll, then we don't know. Worked for me. Okay, we got someone saying it's working. Worked for me. I was able to vote. Okay, so it seems to be working. I'm starting the countdown, people. Here we go. I'm going to give people another 30 seconds. There's a lot of debate happening in the comment section as to who they thought won that round. We're getting a lot of confirmation that, yes, it is working from Facebook. Hopefully people that are tuning in on YouTube can also see it, and it seems to be working. I'm going to go ahead and count down 30 seconds, people. Get those votes. All right. Voting is officially closed. I'm going to take Rochelle and Zachary off of mute here just so we can check in with y'all. Thank you guys for these amazing pieces while I wait for the results to come through.
Thank you.
Yeah, like what a way to kick off the slam. Super excited. Waiting for these results to see who's going to advance into the next round. Bum, bum, bum. And so we got Albuquerque in the house. We got Manhattan in the house. Bum, bum, bum. I don't waiting somebody. Danny! There we go. Okay. Like, here it is. And advancing to the next round, it looks like it's going to be Rochelle, everybody. Please give it up for Zachary Cluckman. Thank you for jumping in here and joining us. And congratulations, Rochelle, for moving on to the next round. Yes! Okay. We got it, people. We're rolling now. Let's go ahead and bring up the wheel to find out who's going to be joining us in the next one. Here we go. Let's spin this wheel. Bum, 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 bum. All right, first up in the second round is going to be Red Freedom. Hey, Red. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I mean, we rocking and rolling, baby. That's what we doing. Where are you joining us from?
New Rochelle, New York.
From New York. It must be cold up there.
It is cold. Today wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be, from looking at the weather, I thought it was going to be colder, but you know, I just bundled up and I felt good.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and spin that wheel and see who you're going to be competing against in this round. Bum, 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 bum. Looks like it's going to be Cassandra is free. Let's go ahead and bring up Cassandra. Hey, friend. How are you and where are you joining us from?
Cassandra.
Oh, Cassandra, my friend. Try that again. How are you and where are you joining us from?
Hey, I was saying, hey, Red. Hey, Chibi. I am coming from Norfolk, Virginia. From Virginia.
All right. East Coast in the house. Okay. So, audience, you know how to do it. You know what's about to happen. I'm going to mute Cassandra. Red, you are good to go. Going first, representing the psychedelic purple side, just because we like to say that, is going to be Red Freedom.
I am a fish swimming in your validation, where heartbreak evaporates water. I learned to sink and swim in my own tears. Tears have dead sea salt staying me afloat. I thank God, but I didn't think leaving you would be this hard. My therapist says I'm codependent. It's when you think someone else is your air. It's convincing someone you're oxygen because you need to be inhaled. I used to blame him for every move I didn't make. We broke up only for me to find out I needed to learn to walk. I yearned for someone to learn with, to cry on, to blame. I miss my air. I mean him. My therapist says I'm codependent. It's when you know a situation is bad for you, but bad for you is still better than alone because I am a stranger to myself. It's strange how learning to overcome my insecurities be such a battle. Strange how learning to validate myself be such a journey. It's like I'm learning to walk to the moon barefoot impossible for now. And then I look up and I see the moon right there in the sky. Sometimes it even shines in the day, and I'm reminded the person I will one day write about is closer than I think. My story is now. I am a moon shining in the daytime, out of place and unbothered. I bet the moon tells the sun it doesn't own the sky. Watch me tell my haters they don't own my journey. Watch me tell myself, as long as I'm alive, I will swim in my own validation. I will breathe my own air. I will wear my imperfections like they're my Sunday best, not because I'm soiled by complacency, but because I always feel most welcome by congregations calling, come as you are. That's why I think vulnerability is the coat that makes the stars shine. And I bet the universe smiles every time I walk in it as me.
All right, y'all. That was Red Freedom on the psychedelic purple side. Show some love in the comments section. Show some love. Now, muted, unmuting. Cassandra is free. We're going to get started. Second head-to-head battle. Cassandra is free.
Question while doing laundry. Is it just me, or do all colors bleed when mixed with white? Like, maybe this is where segregation began. The idea there needed to be separate water fountains, pools, schools. The fear that mixing whites with colors might cause something to die, to sully. Have you ever seen the splatter of black blood on white sheets? It's an unforgivable stain, the way that black can bleed rosewood red just from mixing with white. No matter how many reparations you attempt to make to scrub it away, the blemish remains there, visible, hung out to dry on a line on the nearest tree in Tulsa. Agitating enough watching them try to rinse the blood off of their hands, but there ain't enough soap to clean the stains made from being beat down with their arms and hammers, trying to gain our composure long enough to deter gents of the court from letting our killers get away with it. All the while we are sick and tired of them getting away with it. White men who pick slaves and force them to pick cotton, force them to choose between living in captivity, soiled and sick, or dying free, bathing eternally in the depths of the Atlantic. But here's the spin, how they whitewashed such a dark history, like the fabric of this nation wasn't founded on this type of dirty laundry. And I promise you, no matter how many times you try to wash it, it doesn't dry clean. You can't bleach bias and bigotry, splash away the stench and stain of systemic segregation. Oppressors traded in white sheets for blue because the blood blends in a little better. Gave us the option to trade in chains for cuffs and nooses for neckties, cotton, of course. So today, we are still drained, feeling washed, dried up, still overloaded and folding from the pressure of trying to stay clean in a place that sees us as dirty, hampered by the same wrinkled system that laundered our heritage from our ancestors, the same wash, rinse, repeat pattern of racism for close to 5 centuries. And so as I stood there doing laundry, spinning, I had to ask, when will this cycle end?
All right, y'all. That was Cassandra is free. Throw some love in the comments section. Throw some love in the comments section while we throw the poll in the comments section. And it's going live, people. So now is your chance to go and vote for either Red Freedom on the psychedelic purple side or Cassandra is free on the neon green side. One of these poets has to advance to the next round. We wish everyone could, but that's just not the way head-to-head works. So you got 1 minute to go on there. Make good choices, America. Make good choices. I know this is difficult, but you got to make a choice. The poll is going up. Link should be in there. You should be clicking. You should be voting, y'all. You should be voting. Not just here, but in every election. Okay, I threw that out there. All right, so we're getting there. I think we're good because nobody's saying in the comments that they can't access the link. So we should be good. I hope people are voting because we're going to start that 30-second countdown. We're going to start that 30-second countdown in 3, 2. All right, voting is officially closed. I'm checking it. And it looks like advancing to the next round is Cassandra is free, y'all. Everybody make some noise for Cassandra is free. Make some noise for Red Freedom. Red, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Great poem. Cassandra, we'll see you in the next round. But let's keep it moving, people. Let's keep it moving. We got some more poetry to hear. So let's bring up that wheel and let's see who's going to be competing in the next head-to-head. Spin the wheel. First up in the third head-to-head is going to be Sincere. Sincere, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from?
From the Bronx in New York City.
From the Bronx in New York City. Hey, another New Yorker, loving it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I'll actually be interviewing another Bronx poet later this week, but that's a whole nother story. All right, let's see who you're going to be going up against. Spin that wheel. I'm imagining that's the sound the wheel is making. Sincere is going to be competing against Kimberly Shaw, the closer. Make some noise in the comment section. Kimberly, thank you again for joining us. Where are you joining us from? Oh, Kimberly. Kimberly, you have muted yourself.
In South Carolina.
There we go. South Carolina in the house. New York in the house.
Am I unmuted now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're good. We're good. All right. I'm going to go ahead. Don't touch your mute button. I got you, friend. I'm going to go ahead and mute Kimberly. That means Sincere is going to be going first in this third head-to-head. Take.
And if I shouldn't be angry at you because you are human and you are flawed and we all fall short of the glory of God, then tell me, who do I redirect this anger to? Even a perfect man is still a man. They say my God doesn't owe me anything. That if anything, I could gather all I have and it still wouldn't be enough to thank him. And don't I know it? Show me a man that has ever known enough to be enough. Show me a man that wants to be held accountable for it. Show me a man that is willing to be. The last time I was asked what my problem was, I said it. He hurt me. And although I only bruised on the outside, I broke in the inside. He says, I'm sorry. And when I tell him he doesn't have to be, he didn't do it. He reminds me, I am still a man. And don't I know it? Don't they show it? Don't they never let us forget it? Thank you.
All right, y'all. Show some love for Sincere on the psychedelic purple side with her poem. Now, coming up next on the neon green side, unmute and make sure we're good to go. Y'all, it's Kimberly Shaw, the closer.
This is called past tense. He landed in the field of dandelions face first, but his parachute broke, his clumsy fall from grace. He rested his head in her lap because he never knew what paradise smelled like until she emerged from the black hole and the calla lily amongst the dandelions had been found. He picked her because she was beautiful. He liked the way her petals moved when the wind blew. He admired her for not being like the other flowers. Her eyes revealed their secrets. He said he loved her, but his actions told a different story. Her lips sang songs saturated with sweetness that he did not understand. If he held her butterfly kisses in his hands and kept them close to his heart, their love would never perish. He wanted to touch the other flowers. His hands were bruised and tired from plucking so many different petals. He never wiped away her tears. She stood alone in the field and cried. Eventually, her rivers eroded her cheeks. Her butterfly kisses floated the atmosphere until they melted in the raging inferno of the sun. He searched aimlessly for his queen, but slipped into lust's pool of poison. His frantic screams fell on deaf ears. He made a mistake, succumbed to his fate. Before he drowned, he prayed for the flower he threw away. Inevitably, it was too late. She stopped growing for him. A drifter came along, noticed she was undernourished, uprooted her from the field, took better care of her, rested his black stallion in her fertile pasture, fixed her broken stems, gave her reasons to smile again until she grew on her own and never looked back at her past, but anticipated her future instead. Thank you.
Y'all throw some love in the comments section for Kimberly Shaw, the closer, and both of these amazing women for their incredible poetry. We're throwing that link to the poll in the comments section now. Somebody should hire me to do sound effects. All right. These polls are live. They're in the comments section. You got 1 minute to vote. You got to make a decision. Is it who's advancing to the next round? Is it on the psychedelic purple side, Silseer? Or is it on the neon green side, Kimberly Shaw, the closer? We got it going. I know decisions are hard. I'm a Gemini. I can't make decisions. That's just the way these things work, okay? But one of these two amazing women is going to be advancing to the next round. You get to make that decision, audience. You got to go click on that link. You got to vote. You got to vote for who's your favorite, and you got 30 seconds to do so. The countdown starts now. That's it, everybody. Voting is done. Voting is done. Let me bring this to two wonderful people off mute. Here we go. And advancing to the next round is going to be, that is not at all the link that I was supposed to click on. That was last rounds. Just kidding. That was last rounds. I need this rounds. I need this rounds. Send me the new link. Sorry, people, but you know, this is what happens. We're living in a technical world. That's right. Results. That's right. Results are coming soon. Results are coming soon. I don't have the right link. Help. My technical team is doing an amazing job. There we go. All right, technical team. These people deserve a medal. Ooh, it was close, but moving on to the next round, it's going to be Silseer. Y'all show some love for Kimberly Shaw, the closer. Amazing job, Kimberly. Thank you so much for joining. Silseer, get ready because you're going to be competing in the next round, and that's going to happen after this next to head. So this next head to head. Let's go ahead and bring up that wheel. This is only for the purposes of finding out who's going to go first. So we bring up that wheel. We're going to see who's going first. Spin that wheel. It's either going to be KJ or Miss Poetica. Okay, so it looks like Miss Poetica will be going first in our last head-to-head of the first round. Miss Poetica, where are you joining us from, friend? Wait. You are muted and I can't unmute you. You got to unmute yourself, friend. Let's try that one more time.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from Clayton, North Carolina.
Clayton, North Carolina in the house. And KJ, where are you joining us from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. There's a lot of East Coast of people over here, East Side, representing today. All right. Well, let me get out of the way. KJ, I'm going to put you on mute. Miss Poetica, you're up.
Come through. I'm the front and like this ain't what I came for. To give you what you came for. From the front door to the living room, my sofa is divine. Tonight, we can try anything. Vibrators, butt plugs, ankle monitor bracelets, and handcuffs are all just fine. Tonight, I'm your house arrest hottie. Quarantine will be our safety word because my body has been on lockdown for way too long. But I can feel my hormones escaping as your tongue breaks through my bra down to my thumb. This is what we came for. Please don't make us wait anymore. Anytime, any place, Janet Jackson in the background. Promise I won't back down as long as you promise to make me hit high notes I've never reached before. We can turn the lights down low. So the only thing seen is our imaginations running wild. Maybe we can fight so we can have makeup sex. Maybe we can make up sex like reverse missionary or some shit like upside down doggy style. Hope my enthusiasm doesn't intimidate you. No, this is where pain and pleasure reunites. All our present obligations, our past, our clothes, leave it all on the floor tonight. See, if loving you is wrong, right now the only thing I want to do is fuck. So no need for second guessing or regret. No pillow talk, no 21 questions. The only question I have is why you ain't deep in this pussy yet. Deep, like a professor trying to explain the evolution over time of all mankind. Deep, like how far God reached down in Adam to pull Eve out of his spine. I mean deep, deep. The kind of depth there's just no coming back from. Like how if you kiss on my back some, you will get lost in its arches higher than any McDonald's architect could manifest. No fast food, just you kissing on my chicken nuggets until they become chicken breasts. Then yo, freeze, this is a pussy arrest. Tie my hands behind my back or my legs behind your head, I'll let you pick. But just for the record, under no other circumstances do Black people like that being tied up shit. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the part where you dig my back out. Like a dog digging up the yard trying to find the perfect spot to bury his bone. Bury yourself in this pussy till it makes me want to give you a eulogy, and right here lies the wettest pussy he's ever known. I want you to kill it. Kill it like there's no misconception that girls know what they want. Kill it like it's no misconception that girls need love too, so don't judge me when I begin to tell you. I can't apologize for the freak in me. If I date other people was a person, I am her times infinity. I won't apologize for the adrenaline that digging my nails in your back while you're nailing me to the bedpost gives me. I won't do anything for a Klondike, but I'll do anything for a long night of slow strokes and neck choking. And if that's provoking you to call me anything but a child of God, then so be it. Maybe you should come more. This is what we came for.
Oh, you were right underneath that time limit. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I was like, and mute right when the poem ended. All right. So that was Miss Poetic on the psychedelic purple side. Let me go ahead and unmute KJ. KJ, last one in the first round of head to heads. It's all yours.
Now, you might not like or want to listen to the words I'm about to say, but I think about this kind of stuff on a day-to-day, so fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. The same features that they taught us to hate, ironically, turns out to be the same ones they imitate. Now, ain't that crazy? They say if there's a will, then there's a way, then why is the church the most packed on the first Sunday before the month of May? That's Easter. I might be preaching, so bow your heads, let us pray. Dear Lord, why are babies being born with cancer? I don't remember seeing that in the 90s. Is it because these pharmaceutical companies have ties with the food administration they dumping and the government don't give a fuck that they want to do us grimy? If I talk like that, do it sound like I'm whining? If I talk bad about my government, do it sound like I'm lying? Do I need to watch my mouth and now always watch my back because saying the wrong thing means someone gonna come and find me? Dear Lord, why are schools so whack? Why are COs so whack? Why are the schools so packed? Why do you think just because you voted for Obama twice that you're not racist and that's facts? Well, speaking of students, it's like every day I wake up and I turn on the news, I never get surprised because there's hardly anything new. Sometimes I wonder if the pictures they portray are even so true because they mainly develop negatives about Blacks and stories that make you feel blue. Wait, pictures develop negative Black? You didn't catch that? Okay, cool. Wakanda got a new flu. Top news, such and such just got robbed of their jewels. But what about this new epidemic that some people are trying to make cool? Is this really such a message that America is willing to approve that terrorists are born domestic insurrection and are killing right here in our schools? Make America great. Is it great yet? If I don't know anything else about you, I know the main thing you focused on is that paycheck. You can care less about your city. and anybody who might have died in that train wreck. And so you have to personally write RIP on your own T-shirt because you realize your crew next. I'm so upset. I'm so disgusted. I don't know who can look at that tragedy and say, "Ooh, I love it." It's like someone sees it and says, "I'll be next. I'll show the public. I'll go to Vegas, book a suite in Mandela Bay, and make them say, 'Dear beloved.'" I don't know his name, but to that white boy in South Carolina, I just want to say that I think that you're so worthless. That your good idea of a good idea was to ride around and shoot up some old churches, you chicken. But that's cool because I think I finally get to see my whole purpose. If I was in your city that day and I saw you walking down the street, clutching something, looking so nervous, I swear to God, because I want to keep this part of the poem so perfect. And I don't know who's listening right now, and I don't want to feed into what they worship, and that's violence. And I know I said I didn't know your name, but Dylan Roof, you a tyrant. And with all these school shootings that's been going on, I want to know who's standing with me because I can no longer sit here in silence. I read an article the other day. Actually, it was a graph, and that's facts that in 2018, more students died in schools than in 18 in Afghanistan in the military and during the combat. Wait, am I getting off track of the stories that they want us to pay attention to? Well, if so, then I'll keep speaking my truths because like Kanye said, who the kids gonna listen to? Well, it must be me, Mr. West, if it isn't you. Thank you.
All right. That was KJ, who also came in just under time. Y'all, you got time penalty money? Don't be getting no time penalties, okay? All right, audience. Now it's up to you. It's your turn. We're throwing that link in the comments section. You need to click on that link and you need to vote for who's going to go on to the next round. Is it going to be Miss Poetica on the psychedelic purple side, or is it going to be KJ on the neon green side? We starting that 1 minute timer. Y'all need to go click on that link. Y'all need to vote. Y'all need to, I know the comment section is on fire. They're like, it's heating up. It's heating up in here. This is a battle. I hear you, people. I hear you. Go vote. Go vote. We're throwing that link in there again in case it gets lost because there's a lot of love coming in the comment section. All right. Audience, if you haven't voted yet, click on that link. Go vote. You got 30 seconds to get your votes. All right. And that's time. And I agree with this comment. Both killed it, but that's time. And we got to find out because only one's going to advance to the next round. So advancing to the next round is going to be KJ on the neon green side. Y'all show some love and make some noise for Ms. Poetic on the psychedelic purple side. Thank you so much for joining us. KJ, get ready because we're going to jump into the next round and you might be coming up first. I don't know. We're going to see. So, okay. So that was the first round. We started with 8. We're down to 4 poets. These next 4 poets are going to compete in another set of head-to-heads, and then the top 2 are going to compete for $100 in cash money. Now, if you're asking yourself, while we prepare for the next round, if you're asking yourself, I want a chance for $100 at cash money. What? I only got to beat 3 poets? Shit, I can beat 3 poets. And you want to know how you can be a part of this virtual slam? All you got to do is head over to the Right About Now Facebook page, become a supporter. And that gives you access to not just this slam, but a bunch of open mics, writing workshops. It's a whole deal, y'all. It's a whole universe. So become a Right About Now supporter on Facebook. It's only $5 a month, y'all. That for 1 year, that's $60. You win one slam, you made some money. Go make a good investment on yourself. All right, that was my spiel. That's good. I hope I answered some questions, but let's get back to the poetry because we got 4 poets here who are so hot and ready and want $100 cash. So let's bring up that wheel and see who's coming up first. Spin the wheel. The wheel was like, I think I can. Going up first is going to be Sincere coming back onto this, joining us all the way from the Bronx. Thank you for coming back and congratulations on advancing to the second round.
Thank you.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Somebody asking who won. Did he win? Yes, KJ advanced to the next round. Now we're going to see who Sincere is going to be going up against. Let's bring that wheel up. And spin. I'm going to come up with a new sound effect for that wheel. Rochelle coming up on this microphone. Come on up, Rochelle. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you guys for joining us. We are back here for the second round, and I'm going to get out of the way. Mute Michelle. Sincere, you're up first.
When asked about the things she didn't know would happen after bringing life into this world, I watched the woman explain the connection between her baby and her breasts. Says her baby is probably closer to her breast than her, calls it weird. It is weird. I quickly think of all the things I've ever heard a new mother say, and I've definitely never heard this before. I listen closer as she describes the way her breasts ache when her baby cries, and how her breasts wake her in the morning before cries even get the chance to. And as someone who has woken up to screeching more times than I have asked to be, I can't help but notice how polite she is. Her body, I mean. I now know why I haven't heard this before. I know women are conditioned to think of themselves last and sometimes forget the sound of their own call over everyone else's needs. I hope she notices the way her body tries to thank her for being such an attentive listener. I hope she congratulates herself. I know too many women who are familiar with the term self-love, but don't know what it means to have a conversation with themselves. Don't know what that sounds like. Don't know what they're made of. I have never had to question if love exists, and when asked why, I respond, because it has always been inside of me, even when I couldn't hear it. If you pay attention, love always comes from within, even when we see it externally too. Like sometimes, when a baby cries, or a man is wounded, or a woman is silenced, you can watch love leak straight out of a mother's chest as she runs to feed, to heal, to listen. Thank you.
All right, y'all. That was Sincere on the psychedelic purple side. If you were feeling that, throw some purple hearts into the comment section. I just made that up right now, but I like it. Throw some purple hearts in the comment section. Sincere, we're going to go ahead and mute you, friend, and unmute Rochelle. Coming up next in the head-to-head, Rochelle.
The women in my family are wildflowers. We didn't need anyone to plant us or teach us how to be. No, we have a beauty that cannot be tamed by garden beds or beauty magazines. We are strong and stubborn as hell. Yeah, that means you can use Roundup or weed control. You could try to dig us up or mow us down. It doesn't matter. We will just come back stronger and even more beautiful. Because we are the dandelions that grow straight through concrete. We are the violets on the side of the interstate, turning drainage ditches into purple oceans. And we are the bluebells, teaching the sky how to be its taken for granted color. And yes, we know we will be taken for granted. But that is okay, because we are not here for you. We are here to provide sweet sustenance to the birds and the butterflies. We are here to provide shade and shelter for the bunny rabbits and squirrels. We are here for the little boys and girls and envies whose parents are driving like 90 miles an hour down the interstate just trying to get somewhere. We are here to remind them that they are beautiful because they don't fit into a garden bed or picture perfect magazine. They are beautiful because all of the unique and special and wild parts of themselves. But more than that, more than any of that, we are here to fertilize the soil around us with our knowledge and kindness and love, so that the next generation of wildflowers can rise up after us and do it all again, but better. Thank you.
Y'all, that was Rochelle on the neon green side. If you liked what she was saying, throw some green hearts into the chat. That's what's happening. But what I'm about to do is throw the poll into the chat, because now y'all got to go vote. You got to go vote one or the other who's going to advance into the final round for a chance to win $100 cash. Is it going to be Sincere on the psychedelic purple side, or is it going to be Rochelle on the neon green side? That link is in the chat. We're going to throw it in there a few times because y'all are throwing up hearts like crazy. So make sure you get a chance to click on that link and go vote for one of these two amazing women to advance into the next round. You guys still got time. You still got time. Go on. Go on. I see hearts. I see do it. I see you got it. I see all the beautiful things coming up. Click on that. Click on that link. Go vote. I'm going to throw up the countdown because we got about 30 seconds and then we got a few more poems. And I'm just going to keep going side to side. Here we go. All right, audience, the countdown is done. The voting has concluded. No more votes for this round. We're going to click on it and find out who is advancing into the final round of the first ever Virtual Slam head-to-head edition. And moving on is going to be Sincere advancing to the final round. Y'all make some noise for Rochelle. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations for making it this far. Sincere, we'll see you in a moment in the final round. Now it's our second to last battle. Let's bring up that wheel to see who's going first. It's either going to be Cassandra is free or KJ. So let's spin that wheel, y'all. Spin that wheel, spin that wheel, spin that wheel. Somebody come up with a theme song for me, please. All right, looks like KJ is going to be coming up first in the second to last battle, followed by Cassandra is free. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let me mute the people that need to be muted, unmute the people that need to be unmuted. There we go. We hear you. Okay, second to last round. Let's see who's going to advance to the final round. KJ.
Yeah. So me? You probably gonna have to. You're gonna have to mute me after this one because I'm going out. How come every time I turn around, it's the same story? It's you thought he loved you, so you gave your pussy up, then you got played horribly. To make matters worse, after hearing it so much, it got mad boring because all these watermelon head niggas don't even want to take care of their seeds. Just ask more. But the greatest gift God ever created is a woman. The greatest gift God ever created is a woman. I don't care what you say, that line was a long time coming. So I'll even speak slow. I don't care if it was a shove or if y'all was actually throwing bows. If you put your hands on a female, use a straight up hoe. If we spent more time uplifting our women, they could spend more time uplifting our children. And if we spent more time uplifting our children, that old cycle would end and we could stop all this killing. But people feed on negativity. So this probably won't get a view. But if I was fighting and yelling, world star, it'd probably get a few. But we all came from a woman. So how can we not love her? I don't know anybody I would die for before I die for my mother. I know so many single mothers, and it's not even funny because not all of them make a baby to take a man for his money. I know a few right now grinding it out on their own. If I had to take care of a baby by myself, well, let's just say that they're strong, but when they're young, they're naive. And so guys take advantage. He get in your ear, tell you he loves you, say without him, you can't manage. You start believing every word that he tells you is true. You have his baby, and then he tells you that nobody wants you. So now you're stuck in this life that you don't want to rid, but you don't think you should leave. So you stay for the kids. So now it's building on you daily because y'all fighting a lot. But where you going to go? He says he's all that you got. So I'm here to let you know that there's always a choice. No matter what he tells you, you always have a voice. So don't ever succumb to the pressure. Always know your worth because you was born to be queens. That's why you was put on this earth. You know, I listen to a lot of Tupac and the way that he spoke about women. And the more that I listen, the more I got in my feelings. But I don't care because about this, I'm going to speak how I feel. And you can call me whatever. I'm going to speak what is real. And what is real is the woman is life. And we all know that there's good and there's bad. But if I talked about them both, then all my time would be had. So I'm not here to degrade or to mortify the others. I'm only here to speak positivity on the ones who want to be mothers. The greatest gift God ever created was a woman for sure, because they're strong, they're intelligent, they just seem to endure. But for some reason, I find they are the most misused, Black women especially. I can't think of anyone more abused. I mean, you told them that their hair was too nappy. that their skin was too dark, that their lips were too big. I mean, what did you start? So now she's getting a perm. Now she's bleaching her skin. She tries to cover up her lips. Then Kylie Jenner starts up this trend. And no, I said I wasn't going to be great. Scratch that. Women were and are treated the worst. That's a fact. Women's suffrage was 1920, but the 15th Amendment in 1870 was for blacks. They let a black man win twice before they let a woman win once. Hell, when she tried her second time, Hillary not only lost, but got trumped. To some, that's an infection. So she won the popular vote, but then lost the election. What's that? Politics as usual? Well, to me, that makes no sense, but I'm not here to talk semantics. I don't want the...
All right, that was time. That was time, y'all. That was KJ with his poem. He said he was going to go overtime. He did. That's it. And that's what we do in the virtual world. We just mute and we got to roll on. So that was KJ on the psychedelic purple side. Now I'm going to bring Cassandra is free off mute. Cassandra, the stage is.
Pastor raised her in Sunday school on how to pray, how to seek God in all things. He even taught her how to turn the other cheek. Spoke in tongues when he prayed for her, so she knew her anointing was unique. I said the pastor spoke in tongues when he prayed on her, baptized her as she laid on her back. I could tell by the way she called on God that he was delivering her. But see, the church folk have an easier time saving him than forgiving her. He'll have an explanation. The devil made him do it. She'll have kept the defamation. She's the devil in a blue suit. It's the norm. He'll profess his sins with his mouth. Give scout examples from the Bible of Samson and David and how it's a shame that him falling into temptation should lead him to damnation. Get down on his knees again to orally repent from his sins. So now he's back in the pulpit preaching the same bullshit that he don't even practice. Because in the eyes of the church, he's redeemed. It's miraculous. You see, the pastors, his pastors, while sheep get passed over, even during Passover shit. Have a good laugh over it in the back with the deacons, sneaking peekins at the teenage girl. So fast these days, they so fast now. So Pastor lays filthy hands on their ass, pray for their salvation as he stands salivating and begins salutating, our Father, which art in heaven, which you can be. Hallowed be thy name, almost as hallowed as my sinful soul. That kingdom come, and I'm about to. That will be done as soon as I'm done with you on earth as it is in heaven. But they're heathen, heavy breathing, sanctified demons, how they seem in holy oil, stand on holy soil, praising God, trying to comfort staff and rod. Odd how men of God always know how to get away with murder. The violas, oh, the irony that he can both pray for her and pray for her, commune on her hymen. So his first time in, she's like take, eat, this is my body broken for you. Baptize her as she laid on her back. I can tell by the way she called on God. He's delivering her, but ain't no made him do it. And she's the devil in a blue suit. It's the norm, you see, because see, normally the church will sweep it under the rug, it's closed eyes and shrugs, like what happens behind closed doors is between him, her, and the Lord. Because I swear on the Bible, the church can't afford no more bad publicity. Ain't nobody tithing 10% for that type of toxicity. The church is a business, so they say it's none of our business. With his privates in private, long as he's smart enough to hide it, he'll be back in the pulpit preaching the same bullshit he don't even practice. Because in the eyes of the church, he's redeemed. It's miraculous.
Yeah. Okay. I see all the comments coming through. We're trying to figure out backstage. So Cassandra, you were cutting in and out terribly to where we were not catching the majority of the poem. We can, and there's little we can do when it comes to a technical side. So I think, let me unmute you. I'm so sorry about this. But also there's little we can do from this side. That's just the problems of doing in the virtual world. Cassandra, can you unmute yourself right quick? Because I can't unmute you.
Yes, and I was saying, if I unplug my mic. So is that better?
Significantly better. Significantly better.
Okay.
Because yeah,
So if I can, I will.
I was looking at the comments and I couldn't understand what you were saying, and nobody from the comments. So I think I'm gonna make the call that you can do the poem again, because we didn't catch any of that. So, but you sound 100% better now. And I see KJ nodding that yes, it should. We feel good about that. All right, so Cassandra.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm glad it
now
sounds
Amir
better.
is here, and Amir is muted.
KJ, we want to give you an opportunity to do a poem again as well, and in fairness as well. So maybe we can respin the wheel and redo the round, or KJ, would you prefer to go with the poem you had?
Oh, let me unmute KJ.
I'll just go with the one I had. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for being understanding. Thank you, audience, for being understanding. We're traversing this new digital world. Technical glitches are bound to happen. Luckily, this seems to be something that we can control. It was just a mic issue, not a connectivity issue. So one more time, Cassandra is free. The stage is yours. I'm bouncing out.
Pastor raised her in Sunday school on how to pray, how to seek God in all things. He even taught her how to turn cheek. Spoke in tongues when he prayed. She knew her anointing was unique. I said the pastor spoke in tongues when he prayed on her, baptized her as she laid on her back. I could tell by the way she called on God that he was delivering her. Church folk are having an easier time saving him than forgiving her. He'll have an explanation. The devil made him do it. She'll have character defamation. She's the devil in a blue suit. It's the norm. He'll profess his sins with his mouth, give stout examples from the Bible of Samson and David and how it's a shame that him falling into temptation should lead him to damnation. Get down on his knees again to orally repent from his sins. So now he's back in the pulpit preaching the same bullshit that he don't even practice, because in the eyes of the church, he's redeemed. It's miraculous. Because see, the pastor pastors his pastors while the sheep get passed over, even during Passover shit. Have a good laugh over it in the back with the deacon sneaking peeking at the teenage girls. They develop fast these days. They so fast now. So pastor lay his filthy hands on their ass now to pray for their salvation as they stand salivating and begin salutating our Father, which art in heaven. But you can call me Daddy. Hallowed be thy name, almost as hollow as my sinful soul. That kingdom come, and I'm about to. Thy will be done soon as I'm done with you on earth as it is in heaven. But the heathens, heavy breathing, sanctified demons, called a semen, holy oil, stand on holy soil, praising God, trying to comfort her with a staff and rod. Odd how men of God always know how to get away with murder. Cue to violas. Oh, the irony that he can both pray for her and pray for her, commune on her hymen. So his first time, and she's like, take, eat. This is my body broken for you. Baptized her as she laid on her back. I can tell by the way she called on God that he was delivering her, but ain't no forgiving her because the devil made him do it. And she's the devil in a blue suit. It's the norm, you see. Because see, normally the church will sweep it under the rug, close eyes and shoulder shrugs. Like what happens behind closed doors is between him, her, and the Lord. Because I swear on the Bible, the church can't afford no more bad publicity. Ain't nobody tithing 10% for that type of toxicity. The church is a business, so they say it's none of our business what he does, but it's private. In private, long as he's smart enough to hide it, he'll be back in the pulpit preaching the same bullshit that he don't even practice. Because in the eyes of the church, he's redeemed. It's miraculous.
All right, y'all. All right, that was Cassandra is free on the neon green side. Show some love in the comments section. That was KJ on the psychedelic purple side. This is it. We're throwing the poll into the comments section. Throwing the poll into the comment section. Who's going to advance to the final round and a chance to win $100 cash? Is it KJ on the psychedelic purple side? Is it Cassandra is free on the neon green side? Throw it up. Go make a vote. Click on that link. I'm sorry, this thing's popping up all over the place. Y'all are throwing some amazing love in the comments. Amazing love in the comments. There's that poll again in the comments because like the comment section is being flooded with love for both poets. Absolutely amazing on both sides. So please go click on that link. Make a choice. Vote for who you think should advance to the final round, people. You got about 30 more seconds. Go. All right, people. That's it. Hope everybody voted because we're about to close that poll in 5, 4, 3, 2. Boom. Allegedly. There we go. Moving on to the final round is going to be KJ. Y'all make some noise, show some love for Cassandra is Free on the neon green side. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a part of this amazing work. KJ, we will see you actually right away for the final round. So we're going to jump right into it, people. We started with 8 poets. We are down to just the final 2. And these 2 poets are going to go head to head for $100 in cash prizes. But first, we want to recognize every poet that has come on so far from the beginning. We had, I'm like, wait, who's still here? That's right. Okay. We had Rochelle, we had Red Freedom, we had Cassandra is Free, Zachary Cluckman, Miss Poetica, and Kimberly Shaw, the closer. Those were 6 amazing poets that competed tonight. We are down to 2, the final 2. KJ and Silseer competing for $100 in cash prizes. Let's bring up that wheel and see who's going to be going first in the final round. All right, spinning of the wheel. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Coming up with my own theme songs. Going first in the final round is gonna be KJ. And that means going second in the final round is gonna be Silseer. Let's bring her back up here. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna mute who needs to be muted. I'm gonna unmute who needs to be unmuted. Audience, you know what to do. Pay attention. Last 2 poems. One of these poets is walking away with $100. KJ, the stage is.
Another day, another story. Someone else took a life, but this time the life was their own. Why couldn't they get it right? But who am I to judge? I have no idea what it's like to want to put a rope around my neck and end everything in sight. You know, I cried when I wrote this because it's happening every night. Over 120 people every single day commit suicide. So I'll stand for the fight. I'll stand for Robin Williams. He seemed as happy as they come. Who knew he was hurting on the inside? And to ask him would be dumb. To Mercedes and Marquise, the couple in Cincinnati that took their life, see, I didn't know them, but they was young. And to the ones blaming him, that ain't right. To James Jeffrey in Alabama, who did it live on Facebook, who took a rifle to his skull while 1,000 took a look. But see, I can't stand for that Thai man who killed his daughter and then his own because he thought his wife was gonna leave him. That's just some shit I can't condone. But if you ever feeling lonely or feel like you alone, then do me one favor and reminisce about this poem. Or think about a song or something that makes you strong, or the ones you living for and how they would survive after you gone. See, I'm not here to say I'm perfect or portray I'm right and that you wrong, but we were all put here on this planet. So you should never feel like you don't belong. So if you need to talk, then talk to me, because I promise I won't bite. But this is a very serious matter, and it never should be taken light. So if you're staring down that tunnel and you think you're starting to see the light, think again, because I don't know one person who died got the opportunity to come back at a second chance at life. I love you.
Y'all, that was KJ on the Psychedelic Purple side. If you like what you heard, you want to support the poet, throw some love into the comments section right now. Throw some love, some snaps, some purple hearts. We going on. Last poet of the evening for a chance at $100 in cash. Silseer, the stage is yours.
I fell in love with a man made up of mango sour straws, walnut wood, and sunshine. Sweet, beautiful, arrogant. He took the lead on all of our ventures, and I followed him into every room he outshined me in. His teasing reminded me that there are still some spaces I don't have to be so serious in. When I asked him if he was actually made up of mango sour straws, walnut wood, and sunshine, he assured me, "You can attract oil to water. You know that." And I wonder what it says about me that I constantly attract that of which I can never become one with. Did he always notice? When his bare skin touched mine, did he worry what too much time under the sun could mean for us? Did he know that an eruption was only ever a matter of time? I read that the mixing of oil and water is in fact possible. The process requires breaking the oil into tiny droplets to be dispersed. I wonder if my loving you made you feel like you were being broken into tinier pieces of the man you were so familiar with, scattered, unidentifiable. I read that oil repels water and it is sometimes called hydrophobic. Did gaining me feel like losing yourself? Was it terrifying? It took me a year to realize the sun doesn't shine on the far end of Brooklyn, the first borough to light themselves on fire when our city was at war. I might have confused fire with sunshine. I thought your warmth the kind that gets me through the winter and not the kind that would burn if I let it touch me, robbing me of my own skin, leaving me with wounds to bind and scars to remember it by. I remember I was the one who was made out of walnut wood that summer, the only thing left under the sunshine, through the fire. On rare occasions, I still go looking for something sweet. I taste the mango-flavored sour straw and it stings my tongue. I don't know what you're made of anymore. Thank you.
Y'all, that was Sincere on the neon green side. Show some love in the comment section right now. That's what you need to be doing. You like what you heard? Throw some green hearts in the comment section. Things like that. I'm going to let y'all flood it before I throw that link in the chat, because then it gets lost in all the hearts. But there's a lot of love coming through in the comment sections. Congratulations to you both. Wait, yes, I do have the right link. All right, I'm throwing that link in the chat. Throwing that link in the comments section. Y'all go click on that link and vote. I'm going to give y'all an extra 30 seconds or so. So let me just talk to my poets real quick. KJ, congratulations on getting the first time penalty of the virtual slam. How long have you been doing some poetry?
I want to say maybe 4 years.
All right, all right. 4 years and you're out of Atlanta, yes?
I'm out of Atlanta, yeah.
Love it. Well, welcome to the virtual stage. When the world opens up again, come through Texas. You know how it goes.
Hey, I'm definitely trying to come through Texas. I'm definitely trying to do that.
All right. And what about you, Sincere? You're up in the Bronx. How long have you been doing this poetry thing?
That's a difficult question to answer, but I've been watching poetry for like a long time, for like 6 years. I just recently started writing this year.
All right. All right. Well, congratulations on making it to the third round, both of y'all. People want us to give you each $100. That's not happening. Sorry. Well, one of you is walking away with $100. Y'all make sure you're voting. You're clicking on that link and you're going to go vote, because this decides who's walking away with $100. You got 30 seconds to do this, people. Is it KJ on the psychedelic purple side, or is it Sincere on the neon green side? Go vote, y'all. All right. That concludes it. Here we go. We're going to close the polls in 5, 4, 3, 2. I like to give it a minute because there's a lag. And so like people aren't seeing this until like 20 seconds later. So let's give them the whole 20 seconds. I think that was enough. Let's click on it. I'm closing it. And okay. 51% to 49%. For $100, the winner of our first head-to-head virtual slam. Y'all make some noise for Sincere up in the Bronx. Also make some noise for KJ. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining us, KJ. Congratulations, Sincere. Congratulations. I will get you $100, and what you do with it, I don't know. Go buy more pens.
Okay.
Congratulations to Sincere for winning our first ever head-to-head virtual slam, joining us all the way from the Bronx. Thank you. All right, audience, thank you for joining us on the virtual slam. We're going to bring on everybody that's still with us right now. Here's some of the poets that have stuck around in the backstage area. Congratulations to everybody for joining us. Thank you for making this an amazing event. Thank you. And we hope to see you guys soon. Boom, boom, boom. Off, 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 off. Thank you to the audience for joining us for our inaugural Virtual Slam head-to-head edition. Thank you to Danny Strack, who's running the polling system. He's doing a lot of work. Thank you to Amir Safi doing all the other technical stuff. Again, I said it earlier in the night, but if you're asking yourself, how can I be a part of these Virtual Slams in the future? All you got to do is head over to the Right About Now Facebook page, become a supporter. It's $5 a month. With that, you get access to these slams. You get access to open mics. You get writing workshops and all sorts of amazing content. Once the world opens up again, we start having features. You can watch the features from everywhere in the world. Drop the @ somebody said. It is @Juan Poetry. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it. Allegedly. @Juan Poetry. In fact, it's @Juan Poetry everywhere you go. So make sure to follow on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, @Juan Poetry. Make sure you follow it and go become a supporter. And that way you too can get a chance to be on this virtual open mic. It's been a joy being with you guys, hearing some poetry and sharing it. I need to go get myself a drink now. Until next time, my name is Chibi. Y'all stay safe out there and we'll see you on the other side.